Track star Sydney McLaughlin Levrone breaks U.S. 40-meter semis record. Star sprinter Sydney McLaughlin Levrone is reaching new heights, setting a new U.S. record for the 400-meter race in the event's Tuesday semifinals at the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. The four-time Olympic gold medalist finished the flat event in 48.29 seconds, shaving more than 0.40 seconds off the previous U.S. record of 48.70 seconds set by track legend Sonia Richards-Ross in 2006. Both her personal best and the fastest time in the world for that event this year. McLaughlin Levrone's performance also makes her the seventh fastest woman of all time in the 400-meter dash, elevating expectations that she could challenge the long-standing world record of 47.60 seconds, set by then East German sprinter Marita Koch in 1985. Known for her dominance in the 400-meter hurdles, the 26-year-old made the decision to focus on the flat 400-meter event ahead of this year's competition. "I definitely was expecting that time," she said afterwards. "It just shows the fitness is there. I'm excited for the finals and grateful to have taken down a record by an amazing woman." How to watch McLaughlin Levrone in the 400-meter final. McLaughlin Levrone will take aim at the 2025 World Athletics Championships 400-meter podium and perhaps another record time during the event's final on Thursday. The U.S. star will race against 2024 Olympic champion Marilady Paulino and silver medalist Saoued Nazer when the final begins at 9:24 a.m. Eastern Time. Live coverage will air on USA Network. In a sport where fractions of seconds separate the ordinary from the extraordinary, Sydney McLaughlin Levrone has once again reminded the world that her speed is not bound by limits. At the U.S. Championships, in a semifinal race that was supposed to be a formality, Sydney exploded out of blocks and crossed the 40-meter line in record-breaking time, carving her name into yet another page of American track and field history. The stadium erupted in a roar that shook like thunder. This wasn't just a race, it was a statement. The reigning Olympic and world champion in the 400-meter hurdles, already considered one of the greatest female athletes of her generation, had added a new layer to her legend. Breaking the 40-meter semifinals record may not be a world title moment, but it carried with it the weight of anticipation. A preview of just how far Sydney can push the human body when the stakes are highest. The race before the race. On paper, semifinals are rarely supposed to be breathtaking. They're the warm-up act, the bridge between qualifying and the final show. Yet, Sydney doesn't believe in coasting. For her, every stride, every moment on the track is an opportunity to test the limits of her craft. When the gun fired, Sydney's start was textbook, explosive but smooth, balanced yet commanding. By 20 meters, she was already gliding ahead of the field, arms pumping with that graceful efficiency that makes her appear less like a sprinter and more like a dancer in full rhythm. At 30 meters, the crowd leaned in. At 40, they leapt to their feet. The scoreboard flashed a record time, and suddenly what was meant to be a semifinal had turned into a landmark moment. Sydney McLaughlin Levrone had broken the U.S. record for the 40-meter semifinals, delivering a shockwave of excitement across the athletics world. Beyond the numbers, the time itself was astonishing. But what really made the moment unforgettable was the aura she carried as she jogged to the finish, barely winded, her face calm, almost serene. It was as though she had peeled off another layer of possibility and shown the audience what lay beneath. Sydney has always been more than a collection of records. She embodies a rare combination of artistry and ferocity. While others grind and strain, Sydney makes sprinting look effortless. Her strides are poetry in motion, her form flawless, her acceleration controlled yet devastating. In the 40 meters, a distance so short that a blink can erase victory, Sydney's mastery of mechanics and raw power shown. The race is all about the start, the explosion, and maintaining perfect drive through the line. And in that moment, she was perfect. A legacy still being written. What does this mean for her broader career? Everything. Sydney has already rewritten what is possible in the 400-meter hurdles, obliterating records by full seconds in an event where improvements are usually measured in hundreds. By conquering shorter sprints like the 40 meters, she demonstrates not only her versatility, but also her frightening potential in any event she chooses to pursue. Imagine Sydney McLaughlin Levrone seriously attacking the 100 meters or the 200. Imagine her in a relay, anchoring with that same smooth, devastating finish. Her semifinal performance suggests she is not just a specialist. She is a complete sprinter, capable of commanding respect across distances. And yet, perhaps the most intriguing element of her journey is her humility. Sydney never seems obsessed with proving critics wrong or chasing attention. She runs for something higher, a pursuit of perfection that feels deeply personal, almost spiritual. After her record-breaking semifinal, she simply smiled, waved at the crowd, and walked off as if she had done nothing extraordinary. But the crowd knew, the world knew, this was a moment they would remember. The psychological edge. Breaking a record in the semis carries more than statistical significance. It carries psychological weight. Sydney has sent a message to her competitors. She isn't just ready, she's in a league of her own. For those lining up against her in the final, the thought lingers. If she can break a record without emptying her tank, what will she unleash when the gold medal is on the line? Athletics has always been about more than raw speed. It's about aura, presence, and intimidation. Usain Bolt, Florence Griffith Joyner, Carl Lewis. They didn't just win races. They made rivals believe defeat was inevitable. With this performance, Sydney has entered that same space. Her competitors know she doesn't have to say a word. Her legs do the talking, and they spoke louder than ever on that semifinal stage. A star for the ages. Sydney McLaughlin Levrone's career has already given fans a treasure trove of unforgettable moments. Her Olympic gold, her world record-shattering performances, her dominance in one of the most grueling events in track and field. But this 40-meter record adds another layer to her story. It shows she is not satisfied with simply being great. She is chasing legendary status. Few athletes can seamlessly translate brilliance across distances, yet Sydney is proving she is one of them. Her record-breaking semifinal was not just a flash of speed, but a glimpse into her broader vision. To redefine what female athletes can achieve, the road ahead, the record has set the stage for finals. The crowd is buzzing, her rivals recalibrating their strategies, and the media is ablaze with predictions. Will Sydney drop another bombshell in the finals? Will she push her limits even further, rewriting history twice in the same meet? For Sydney, however, the road ahead is not about pressure. It's about purpose. She has said many times that her faith grounds her, that running is an extension of something greater than herself. It's that grounding that gives her composure under lights that might blind others. So when she steps back onto the track of the final, it won't just be about chasing medals or records. It will be about continuing her journey,